Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. We're about to witness a very near perfect round here at Firefighters Park, one of my favorites that I've played. Probably played the course 1,000 times. This is hole 1. Pretty much straight here, right around 300 feet is what it plays. You'll see here in a second I'm going to be throwing a Buzz GT. Just throw it out flat, a little bit of hyzer, let it kind of come in and cruise in there. Put it pretty close this time. Able to come away with the putt there. I do use magnets for the putting. This is hole 2. Another pretty much straight shot. Probably plays about 220. I'm going to be throwing a soft magnet here. Put it on a little hyzer. Just let it cruise underneath the basket. Coming away with the 2 there. Pretty happy about it. I usually get both the front 2 here. This hole 3 here is a little bit more challenging of a hole. You'll see it here in a second. This is hole 3. It says it's 420. It probably plays right around that. It's probably pretty fair. I'm going to be taking a Zeus here and tossing it out on just a nice flex shot around those trees. The tee pad here used to be set up to go to a different basket, so you kind of have to come at it from an angle like that. And just went a touch long there past the basket. Basically a tap in right here, but I don't like to take anything for granted. There we go. All right, now moving on to hole 4. This one's actually really cool. It's a tunnel shot through a bunch of trees, and I usually get it to go straight down the path and just kind of finish straight. But I actually got a little bit lucky here and missed a tree because I let it go on a little bit more hyzer than I usually do, and was actually able to get pretty close here, you'll see. I think I actually hit the pin on this shot. It's just a Z Heat. One of my favorites in my bag for these nice, tunnel straight shots. You can see there I'm kind of wishing it around the tree and it made through the gap, which I'm really excited about. And you can see the putt here is a tap in. All right, keeping it clean here through the front 4. I'm going to be moving on to hole 5. This one's nice and straight. It probably does play right around that 250, 260 line. I believe I throw my magnet again on this one. Yep. So we're just going to put this out kind of on a little bit of a hyzer flip shot here. It'll just kind of float in nice. This hole's sometimes kind of tough because you get a bit of a headwind or like a left to right wind, so you might have to throw something more stable. But that one went just under the basket and skipped a little bit past it. I know I'm not marking these properly, but again, this is just a practice round. You can see there I got a little bit excited about that one because I don't generally get the front 5 every time. Moving on to hole 6 here. Now this one reads 368, but I would bet that it probably plays closer to 400 now. They actually moved the pin a couple years back, and you can see there it's pretty much straight. I like a forehand on this one. Again, throwing the Zeus, same one I shot on hole 3. And just a nice, basically full forehand shot. Get it to flex a little bit. This one I actually didn't get to flex quite as much as I wanted to, but we still got, close to pin high. Now this is a bit of a challenging putt, kind of the first one that I've had today. Put it on the right side of the chains there. That's kind of what I was favoring today, it seemed like. All right, moving on to hole 7. Kind of an interesting shot here. It's just a hard right-hand turn. And it probably is at between 230 and 240 is what this plays. I'm going to be putting a jawbreaker zone out here forehand on this one. I kind of go between the jawbreaker and the Z zone for the shot, just depending on the wind, but it was actually pretty calm today, so I was able to go with the little bit less stable just for a little bit better flight. You can see there I just kind of bent it in about pin high. Another kind of tester length putt here. Again, the right side of the chains. All right, here, coming up on hole 8. A bit of a different kind of shot here. There's a little bit of a window. You can kind of go straight at it. The tee pad is not really set up to go the right angle. You can see there the basket's, pretty close. I generally take the hyzer route here around that skinny tree. You can see that's a 5-time Crystal Luna. I'm going to be throwing out here on a hyzer line. And I'm pretty happy with it. There, put it pretty close to the basket, so it should be a tap-in. Not quite a tap-in, but pretty close. A nice easy putt for the 2 here. In the middle of the chains with the Luna. And then coming up here to hole 9. It's basically straight tunnel shot, and it plays right at that 200 level. I generally take the hyzer line here, just throw it nice and low so I don't go too far. You can generally kind of scoot it up under the basket if you get it out on the right angle. You see they're nice and low, and that'll skip up nice and easy for a putt there, and I'm pretty excited about this one because I've got a close putt to get a 9 down after 9, which is great. You can see there, because I'm throwing the same putter I threw for the putt here. Clean it off. And you can see there a little bit of jubilation. It's the first time I've ever gotten all 9 of those in one round. Coming up here just on the review. Nice, like seeing that blue bar going straight across. We'll go ahead and move around to hole 10. This one shoots over the river. And again, this is another one where they've moved the basket around a little bit, but I like this shot a lot. It's just kind of a straight down, let it finish out hyzer. Again, I'm throwing the heat. It's essentially the same shot as hole 4 is on the course, just a little bit wider tunnel. Just give it a little bit of hyzer there. Now, I didn't quite get the distance I wanted here. This is, again, not a crazy tester, but it's still not an easy putt when you're trying to, continue that perfect round. And it's real muddy here, too. Again, barely caught the chains there on the right side. So 10 down after 10. Coming up on hole 11. Now this is another one that's not always a 2 on every round that I throw here. It's a pretty simple shot, 430-ish feet, but it's like if you go 450, you go into the river. So you kind of have to, throw not a touch shot, but you gotta throw an almost full shot, not quite full. This is a Z nuke that I'm throwing here for the shot with a cool stamp on it. And I'm pretty happy with that. Ended up about pin high, but a nice long putt here for hole 11. Again, this is a hole that you're happy if you can get a bird out of it. A little celebration there. Always nice to make that length of a putt. All right, 11 down after 11, coming up on hole 12 here. This one's pretty straightforward. You can't quite go straight at it. You kind of have to take either the left or the right side gap there around those trees. I generally throw a hyzer shot, again with my heat. You can see it's my favorite here for this course. Just everything's pretty straight, so it makes a nice, easy game. And I remember this shot, I was like, oh, get up, and it actually got a decent skip up here. Another tough putt. These putts definitely saved me for this round for sure. My putting just felt like I couldn't miss. Again, just barely caught the right side of the chains though. It's kind of funny. All right, coming up here to hole 13. This one again has a left or a right route. Can't quite go straight at it. I generally go the hyzer route. I'm gonna be throwing a magnet here. Just nice, easy putter shot. Nice smooth. That one actually finished a little bit more left than I wanted it to, but it bounced up right underneath the basket, so had a nice easy tap in here for bird. Now, hole 14, this one is kind of tough to decide between. I generally will take the zone and flick it out forehand around the left side, but I go hyzer here with the backhand shot with a putter. This one plays a little bit shorter than I think that it's advertised. Ended up finishing pretty far left here. Got another tester putt. Again, my putts just felt on fire today. You can see I'm dodging the wet spots there. It had just rained, so I had the park all to myself, basically. It was great. Still perfect after 14. Coming up on hole 15 here. This is one of my favorites on the course. It's a little bit downhill, basically straight. You can go hyzer or you can go anhyzer into it. I'm throwing a Buzz SS. Just put it on a little bit of an anhyzer, but didn't quite get over on it like I wanted to. So I finished left, but about pin high. So I've got a little bit of a putt here to make up for this birdie. Again, don't give me any grief about how I'm marking the disc. It's just a practice round. I'm not playing in a tournament right now. Finally hit one in the middle, which was nice there. Always love those putts when you know it's in from the time you let it go. Heading over on 16 here. This is another one that's been moved around a couple of times. Going with the Buzz GT again. Just basically straight down the middle. You want to miss those trees to the right and not go too far. I was pretty happy with this one. Put it right underneath the basket. Especially when you have a decent round going like this, you are always happy when you get a close one so you don't have to have a tester putt. All right, hole 17. This one's more of a challenging hole on this course. There's a hyzer route, but I generally like the anhyzer route here. This is a Buzz SS again. Just put a nice anhyzer and have it finish right. I knew I put that pretty close, so I was happy about that. I remember being real nervous for this putt. Just over the basket, which was nice. All right, perfect now through 17. I'm really feeling the nerves here coming into 18. I remember taking a little bit longer on the tee pad. Again, going with that heat, the same one I've used on a few of the other holes here. I really want to put this one close so I don't have a ton of pressure for that last putt to get the round finished out perfect. And I tugged this one right, and you can see here I put down it to go left. Leaning, hoping it does. And then I did get a kick to the right, actually, off of one of the bigger trees up by the pin. So I'm about pin high here, got a straddle putt. It's probably 45, 50 feet. My putting was feeling pretty good, but again, if you go long on this, it's in the river. It's sometimes tough to get. You can see the disappointment there in my head. I'm gonna run up and finish the tap in. It's still my best round that I've ever shot here, so I'm still happy about it. But really bummed that I had missed that last putt. Honestly, all in all, really happy about the round. I think that I could finish out and shoot 18 at some point, hopefully this year, and just continue playing it. Just a great course to play. So appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, concerns. I'd love to hear from you guys. We'll talk to you soon.